Today we're gonna use the best combo in the game on one of the longest tracks in the game. So I'm usually a Peepa believer. Don't really use Swoop on the Rob Hog, although they're effectively the same, I'm not gonna lie. But Swoop is, I believe, technically better. See a lot of better players use Swoop just because he has slightly higher acceleration, mini turbo, and handling compared to Peepa. Well, that whole weight class does the flyweights, which there's not too many in there. I believe it's just Swoop, Baby Peach, Baby Daisy, and Para Bitty Bud in there. But that is technically the optimal vehicles in this game, just because who cares about speed when you can get good handling, good everything else. So yeah, I have the stats pulled up here on this website, Mario Kart World Builder. I would definitely recommend you check it out. It's a very helpful website, and it shows you a breakdown of all the stats you could ever need to know. And it shows on here that Swoop on the Rob Hog versus what I usually use, Peepa on the Rob Hog, it's just 0.2 overall slower. But what you lose in that tiny bit of speed, you gain in acceleration, mini turbo, and handling, which I think are better. How is their blue shell like in 7th place? But I definitely think it's better, not only because everything else is greatly improved, but the lightest characters in this game, like those 4 that I mentioned earlier in the same weight class as Swoop, they gain coins help them gain their overall speed faster. Like if you get all your 20 coins, you'll get a 5% speed bonus overall, which you can greatly get to that 5% with the lighter characters in this game. I believe the Swoop weight class, if 10 of the 20 coins will get you to a 4% relative speed increase compared to someone like Bowser, who's so heavy, you have to get almost like 19 or 20 to really start even getting close to that 5, which is insane that these lightweights are so busted. And the one weakness that they had with the speed, they essentially kind of nullified it if you're able to get all the coins, which I recommend you do with any combo. I was going to save that boo till the shortcut there. Quite unpredictable shocks on this track, so not really too upset. Also not like shocked about it. Haha, shocked about it, but it doesn't really matter. This is like a 5-minute track because we had the intermission, so really does not matter. Since we had that shock earlier, I'm not too worried about a shock here, but I am interested to see. Well, I should have been worried about shock there. Maybe we're gonna get a minimum 3 shock race. Maybe we could squeeze in 4. I guess that makes sense because I kind of forgot. I don't normally do the Peach Stadium intermission as well. So when you add in that extra minute, you're going to offset some of the shock spots just because people want to spam it so they can get to their items to catch up, which I don't really blame them on a track this long. None of these shocks really matter too much. I'm going to use this shroom here. If you hold down and then you shroom, you can save so much time there. Yeah, I was able to save a lot on that Rosalina. Beautiful. We got that blue going for first. Oh, and they're diving off the edge. Dr. Sigma. All right. I don't even want to get rid of this bomb. Can kind of hopefully terrorize people behind me and create some space. Well, I didn't really have a choice with the boo. Okay, we're still in first. I don't mind this too much. Depending if we can get, yeah, not exactly what I wanted. Like I say every time, just go for the shortcut. I don't care what position you're in. We're here to learn. Come on. Let's go. Now, hopefully we can get something so we can dodge a potential red shell. If we get a coin, we just pray. All right, guys. We're praying so hard, Nintendo. Please do not give a red shell the second. It didn't even matter. I'm so screwed. I didn't really know what to do. Like, I can't fall off because that's too much time wasted. Then we got second. Okay, well, we got the first anyways. That was, see, that's the benefits right there. The goat swoop. That acceleration's at 3.4 versus the Peepa 3.2. That might have actually made a difference. That was so close. Nice first. Let's see if we can continue that. DK Casino, and we're starting in first. So no benefit to this. I was hoping like a airship fortress or something. I don't really know too much. Honestly, this track does not get picked that much. So I don't really have a meta of what to do in first. Like normally I would just say bag this track because there's absolutely no reason to try and front run. You're just going to get screwed over on the sixth section. So, well, I'll take that as a sign. I'll just let everyone else pass because times I've tried to run this track, it is not doable. Or if it is, I am just not good enough at the game. I tried to run and it's almost always inevitable. You'll get so many people taking that little grass shortcut onto the sixth section and then like half the room will dodge and then that same half will squish you, or it's not good. I kind of would prefer these items in the other order, but I'm not gonna complain. Like, these are pretty good. I'm thinking I'm just gonna save this bullet. Dang. I'm gonna try and save this bullet for, I haven't made up my mind yet. I think I'm going to try and use it into the grass shortcut on the sixth section, or maybe a little bit before that. I don't really mind. Like, I'm so far back still. I don't really mind if I get shocked like a little bit early. I just don't want to get shocked after the items. I'm just going to use it now. We'll see if we can get up to a decent spot, and then hopefully we can just use all these shrooms. I'll take this fourth. I'm so happy with fourth on that track. I don't really know. Truthfully, I don't really know a meta on that track other than to bag. So maybe I need to look at some videos, see if there's a cool little strategy, but very happy with fourth on that track. Well, Dr. Sigma's a pretty good player and they got first. So maybe they know something I don't. A little bit of trolling going on in this room. I specifically joined the no intermission Discord lobbies. But what are you going to do about it? Maybe someone had to take a bathroom break and fill up their water and let their dog out and just let it auto pick. So here we are. Just gonna bag here. This seems to be a common theme with things with DK Spaceport and Koopa Troopa Beach. Although I am pleasantly surprised. This intermission looks quite short. So I think it's the Desert Hills one to Koopa Troopa Beach that's obnoxiously long. So at least this is shorter, but this is still going to be Koopa Troopa Beach Casino. It's all going to come down to if there's going to be a shock or not. So I'm going to try and save these dodges, or at least the star. Hope for the shock dodge, and if not, better safe than sorry. All right, we're on Koopa Troopa Beach now. We're gonna see. My real measure of how luck-based this is if I see Dr. Sigma get first again, I'm gonna know that there's a little more skill to this than maybe I think. Come on, can we get third here? Third? Fourth? Okay, that's fine. That was a pretty uneventful race. The shock, I don't exactly know where a super common spot is on that track, so I'm pretty happy. It didn't dodge, but we still, I think, used the items early enough so I could get far enough ahead. So very happy with the item play. First overall, let's see if we can get first this GP. Swoop Rob Hog may be my new meta, which is not even my meta. It's just the meta, but never really used it, but I cannot lie. It's feeling quite good, which I'm kind of going back on my word of after I was trashing on Swoop and saying he looked like Zubat. And I mean, come on, who wants to play Zubat? If I had to play any Gen 4 Pokemon, it would not be Zubat, but it feels pretty good. And I'm just not a free thinker, but I would much rather play people in a game who jumped over that. That was 40 chest brain right there. But yeah, I would much rather play people, honestly, that I just feel more confident and comfortable playing than try and play someone who looks cool, but you're kind of at a disadvantage at. And I mean, honestly, I think for most games, at least I'll just speak for Mario Kart because that's all I really can. I think a lot of it just comes down truthfully to skill issue. If you're losing and you're on a bad combo, I bet you if you were to have a top player play that combo, they would still do pretty well. So a lot of it just comes down to how good you are at the game. But if you really think a combo is holding you back and handicapping you, change, of course. But if not, just play who you have fun with. Oh, come on. Let's stay up. Okay. I don't mind front running this track if you have a big enough lead. And I currently am not comfortable saying that think I have a big enough lead. So, well, I don't really have a choice. I'm just going to keep going. At least there was already a shock. So hopefully that can take out some extra variables that might happen if there was one. But, well, the dude in first, as long as he doesn't mess up, he's just winning. He's got all those shrooms for the shortcut. That can hit you from the rail there? That's ridiculous. Okay, good. Throw those hammers forward, please. We were in a pretty good position, and then that little red shell thing was interesting, but that might work out if I can get a shroom here. I cannot. Those were some terrible items. I'm just going to pull this bomb out, hopefully intimidate people behind me. I think we don't need a crazy... No. Oh. Yeah, that's what I don't like about that track. If you don't get a big enough break from the pack, they can easily come back, take the shortcut, and absolutely destroy you. I think we still got first for a pretty ugly performance. I'll take it. These rooms are usually really good, so I'm very happy with the first. Swoop, Rob Hog, maybe the new meta. New GP got the crown on. I'm with all of the non-free thinkers on our Rob Hog Swoop here. I was looking because I used to use the Biddy Bug, or not the Biddy Bug, the Baby Blooper. I was going back to my Mario Kart 8 Deluxe brain. But I would use the Baby Blooper a decent amount when the game first came out, and pulling up its stats, Rob Hog and Swoop definitely seems better. And I also would assume Rob Hog and Swoop, this is a much smaller hitbox, which is just better so you can not only see but not get hit by items. And I don't know if it's actually a technical thing, but just a little like personal preference. I don't really like in this game, if you're on a cart and you use the rails, it will switch from the left side wheels and the right side wheels when you'll like jump and trick off the rails. And I just find it kind of distracting. I think the bikes, like essentially they feel the same drifting to me as the carts. It's not like a Mario Kart Wii situation. I definitely prefer just the simplicity of the bike. I can just stick on the rail with my two wheels and I don't have to deal with all the weird tricks and flips and stuff that the carts have. All right, I'm just gonna chain this. This track doesn't have like a ton of comeback potential, so I kind of want to just get closer sooner. I'm gonna save this for the grass shortcut on lap 3. I don't even think that's like that common of a shock spot, but it's a big shortcut. Oh, best item in the game after this. Let's go. Ooh, that was early. I'm not gonna be able to get to that star. Yeah. Ooh, Charles got to it. I thought that Swoop in front of me would get it. Come on, mushrooms. Let's go. I was kind of screwed, honestly, if I didn't get mushrooms. I was gonna send it into the shortcut anyways. No, get away from me with those bananas. Okay, we've managed to get up to 5th, which I'm happy about. I'll take. I don't want to be next to that. Come on, get away from me. Oh my god, everyone has an attack item. I just want these out. I want to feel safe. Okay. Get the draft. Can I hit you? Okay, that's fine with me. Just don't draft me. Second. I'm pretty happy with that. That is not a track that I think of as super comebackable, especially because I didn't dodge the shock, but maybe it kind of got everyone at an unfortunate time. I think of the shock on that track more third lap. So I think the Swoop Rob Hog is just carrying me. If I don't suck, should be able to get a top spot here. Or at the top, Airship Fortress. Basically just going to try my hardest to get on the rail and assert my dominance. And I already got bumped off. That's what happens when you have no speed at the beginning. Oh my god, that green shell truly... that green shell might have ruined the whole race. I was trying to do the little fancy maneuver there because it not only gets you airtime and it's faster. So like I think getting the airtime, it can kind of save you from some items getting thrown and it maybe potentially bump some people off from lag. But looks like we're playing this from the back. Not what I want to ever really say, especially on this track. I was getting some weird bumps, so I couldn't really drift. I'm just going to try and burn this. Just want to get, like, honestly, this is, at least we're back here at the beginning. This is just not a track that I ever want to be at the back. So I'm going to try my hardest to just crawl up to the front. And then we try and get that sweet lap 3 dodge in the spiral. No one else dodges first. I mean, Swoop Robhog has been doing me well. So who am I to doubt what's been working? Maybe Swoop Robhog has a secret luck stat that pros don't tell you about. They don't want you to know. I really... I roll the die a lot in this game of trying to be like, oh, I'll surely get a dodge soon if I use this star, and then I don't. And then I end up getting shocked, and I predicted the shock spot to begin with. So I'm not going to even use this until the spiral lap 3. Are you kidding? Oh my goodness, the boo. Well, I guess at least lucky for me, I wasn't going to use it there anyway, so I feel less bad about it, but... Oh, the boo! Please. I normally use Peepa. Can you not show me some love for using your cousin? I'm trying to hold this for this thing here. This might be a little risky. I think that was worth it. It was a lot of items to deal with. Okay, 5th. If I didn't get hit by that boomerang on the spiral, I think that could have honestly been top 3. Getting hit absolutely destroys your turn, and getting hit any earlier in the spiral than you need to makes it even worse. So I think we're in T2 right now. Yeah, we still got 2 more races. That's not too bad. My goal is to get 40 for this GP, so it's still definitely possible. Bone Dry Dunes here are... No. I'm in Mario Kart 8 mode. I believe it's... I'm getting too distracted. It's Tribone's Burnout. I take that back. Although... Bone Dry Dunes. Oh my goodness. If you're wondering, English is my first language. Bone Dry Dunes. Didn't understand the hate. That was probably one of my top 10 favorite tracks in 8 Deluxe. And it never got shows online. No one really liked it. And I also really like this track. I think they did a great job. Although this isn't so much a desert track as it is, more like a lava one. But still really good. Kind of just doing random shenanigans all around here. And honestly, not too concerned about it. I don't really think that this track... It doesn't matter a ton until the lap 3. Don't want to get too far back, obviously. But if you can get a shock dodge here... you can kind of do whatever you want. All right, we're in... That was such a bad star. Okay, well, we're in dead last. I'm just going to chain this. Maybe I'll be the one getting the shock. That's fine. I'm just going to use this bill here. And then hopefully I can spam the golden and we can end up getting 2 more dodges, or at least a dodge somewhere to use around this area lap 3. Such a benefit. Oh my god, that was so mean. Am I stuck? I've never gotten hit there. Well, it dodged the shock, although I was going to dodge that shock anyways. I didn't even see that shell. It was in the coin. That's so unfortunate. I really do think I had the right idea in mind. I was not expecting the random boomerang. We cannot, unfortunately, get the 40 points I was talking about, but I still do think we can do pretty well. It looked like we were in 3rd, so 1st has a big breakaway. I do think it is technically possible, but not likely. But we can at least, I think, feasibly get 2nd if we get a good race here. Desert Hills was one of the track options, so it's the only way I ever see this track get chosen. Don't think there's too many Desert Hills lovers out there. All right, can I do this? I see this as like a thing people do. I believe, oh my good. Are you serious? You can get stuck in that little crack there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna assume how you do that. Use the charge, minimum an orange, maybe even a rainbow mini turbo, and then charge jump to use your boost. Not too sure. Depending on what this item is, I might just golden here. I'm just gonna do it. That boomerang is spooking me out anyways. Now, probably gonna be a shock. Like, I'm not gonna try and like gaslight myself about this, but I'd still rather be up here, honestly. Well, now we got 3 blue shell protections. I'm just gonna do the shortcut right here with the shroom. And then I guess maybe if I get hit, I'll have this spare. Okay, I thought that red was going for me. I wouldn't have used that otherwise. I would have saved that for right there. Well, at least it didn't matter. And it looks like that all the people behind me got shocked. So I think it is first. Okay, I think we get second out of that unless Charles got last place. I believe we're going to get second out of that. So we'll get 38 points. Not quite the 40, but for my adoration for Swoop and all my yapping. Well, I don't see Charles on here. Oh, we lost by 1. We were so close. Okay, it was actually doable if he got a bad enough race, but very happy with that. Maybe I'm a little more convinced now that Swoop is the GOAT. I've seen enough people cooking with him, and I got the proof here, a first and a second.